when driving has been bad lately. I wonder if it has anything to do with these changes that they was talking about with the internet neutrality and how they want to make changes when people are getting access to the internet, especially when you're driving and you're picking up Wi-Fi from whomever. I mean, I know I have unlimited data, but the point of having unlimited data and connecting to the internet is two different things. No, they didn't. I called them. I thought I already told you that, Paula. They told me that these two ratchet girls who interviewed me, telling me they didn't feel that I was able to handle the two dual systems. As if that's, as if that was anything discussed in the interview, but that's all right. I'm not gonna feel. I was a bit upset about that, but just like my friend told me, for every interview you go on, it's just practice for you to get where you're really supposed to be. And the thing about it, that position was only temporary. It wasn't even a permanent position. It was only for something for it was only supposed to be like 4 months or something like that. So it wasn't even permanent. And I guess in many ways I had vowed that I would never ever go back in a call center environment, sitting in a cubicle taking calls and have to worry about things like average handle time and talk time and all that. And it was I didn't really like the environment. When I went there to observe, I went to the bathroom and I was looking around at the customer service representatives who were there. They looked like they were like very unpolished, they didn't seem professional. And it seems to me that they were stressing too much on about the matrix of average talk time, handle time, and attendance, and it's like they came off the bat talking about that, and then I'm like, my question, one of the questions I asked was there anything in the interview or in my background that would be a concern about me not getting a position? And they says, oh no, you seem well qualified for the position, blah blah blah. And then you come back and tell the temp agency, well, we don't think or we feel. They feel intimidated because I'm serious. It wasn't like they were like everyday run-of-the-mill people who was just interviewing people. Some young girl talking about, my mom worked here and I got the job after my mom, And another girl, she was like, I asked her about her experience and stuff, and she was like, well, and she couldn't even really give me an answer. I still can't even tell you what she says she's done. So, and then to find out it was only like 4 months assignment anyway. So that's all right. I start my classes with that scholarship that I got. I'll be starting that soon. I already started yesterday or last night, and I'm learning Python and programming, C++. So I'm learning skills that's going to be in demand anyway, and I'll probably, once I update my resume and learn those new skills and get that experience in, I'll probably be better off for something way better in the future. I just don't know what it is yet. Only God knows. And that's how I'm gonna look at it. In the meantime, I'm still able to make money. I'm still able to control my schedule, you know. I'm not in no financial ruins and anything else. Alright, let me turn on my app. I'm going to be starting Ziffy at 4 o'clock. It's 3 after, so let me go ahead and start before they say that I was late. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. So that's basically where I stand so far in regards to that. These companies, they just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that they're looking for. You know, if I come in there, maybe sometimes I may be too well qualified. Just tell me the truth. Don't come and tell me about, they said they don't think you can handle 2 systems. That's full of bullshit. I have an MBA degree. I have, you know, worked in advanced systems way more than what they're talking about. Just say that you looking for some peons, but that's what they want. If you want somebody with no kind of background experience, straight out of high school, who's willing to take $12, $13 an hour, or someone that you don't feel threatened by because they have 20-something years experience with an MBA degree, and you sitting there, you know, barely starting out, brand new yourself, then say that. But don't come up there with well, I don't know if, you know, if she can handle the 2 systems. I mean, really, how you just gonna come off with that reason? And trust me, I was a little bit disappointed at first, but sometimes I have to start believing in myself that, you know what, it's too little beneath me. It's too little. It's not at your level. I'm not at that level anymore. I'm not a person who's just coming out of high school, and I'm not 20-something-year-old and just taking these little jobs just to make money. I mean, I know a lot of times people would say that, oh, they had to resort to working at Walmart and they had to take a job and working in fast food or whatever the case may be at older age, you know. But people put themselves in that situation because they don't plan for the future. They don't plan when they're younger. And what I mean by that is that regardless of whatever kind of job you have, even if you're doing all these gig economy jobs, Uber and Grubhub and all that, you have to put your money and invest it. The little money that you may have, or the little money that you make, you have to invest it, because those investments grow. You know, you have to obtain things where you could earn some type of equity, retirement plans, even if you don't work. Like me, I may not be working right now, and I may be doing all these different gig jobs and stuff, and you have to evaluate in terms of, okay, you know what, I'm going to invest, say, $100 a month, and I'm going to open up a IRA account or retirement plan or some sort of investment. Yes. Thank thank you, Kevin, for telling Paula, explaining that to her. You know, but I'm sitting here being interviewed by two chicken heads. Because, I mean, one didn't even have their hair done. You know, I mean, really, they looked like they was dusty. And they looked like they just pulled two girls who was the customer service representatives off the floor and said, well, can you go ahead and just go ahead and interview the people that come in. I mean, and the fact that you're going to have to go to a temp agency. Exactly. Because I had asked them some really good questions during the interview, and they were like, "Oh, you asked some real good questions. Oh, you sure made us think. You made us think about a lot of things." Yeah. So the questions I asked, the kind of questions I was asking, made y'all think about your own perspective and your own perspective jobs. You know. And it's not like it was a big department in this part of the United here. It was the behavioral part of the department. So my thing was, I said, well, I understand that you also have a main office in Duluth. And they said, oh, well, we got several other small offices throughout Atlanta. But I didn't see the need for them to have all those offices like that. So they was like, so I do believe that they were only hiring temporary people for a temporary moment. And that there would probably be some changes that was about to occur that I probably not be aware of. So I think sometimes, in hindsight, you have to think that something else is going to happen in the future, that you may not get a job or get that position, and it may be for the best. Like the other position with ADP. I interviewed a position, they was ready to offer me the position and everything. It turned around, the manager who interviewed me, she ended up getting fired, and the big boss came to ADP, and I heard they laid people off. And this was from an insight from my friend whose baby daddy worked. He got lost. Alright, I'm back, y'all. I know it's early for deliveries. There ain't gonna be no deliveries. It's 4:12. I have to wait probably till 6 o'clock to get orders. And that goes for Uber Eats and Grubhub. I'm in the area where I know people order food all the time. I may just have to go up the street. I'm gonna hang out at the Whole Food and wait. One, I need to charge my phone because this 1%. I'm charging it right now, but I'm gonna have to go and wait at Whole Food and get it. You know, but I chit chat with y'all in the meantime. So yeah, I have to go ahead and go to South Carolina tomorrow. I don't know how long I'll be gone. Hopefully everything goes well when my mother goes to the doctor, and maybe they'll tell her she's been taking those supplements and maybe that's what's causing the issues. But if they say they have to do some sort of surgery or whatever they need to do, then I'll be there. Make sure that everything goes well. Okay, Paul, I appreciate that. Do you have to have experience? Because, or they just, you know, I don't know what I have to do. Maybe I need to take off certain things off my resume, you know. Maybe I need to take off the MBA degree and the other things and just, I mean, I don't want to apply for just any old entry-level $10 hour job. You know, I don't want, you know, I don't want no $10, $11 hour job. Because see, when you do that, you also get stuck. And then you can't get out of those type of positions when you work for a company. That's why I didn't too much believe when they were talking about there's advancement at Amazon. I said, ain't no way you could be advancing from being a sorter, picking up boxes, into some high-level position. Because all the people that were like managers, human resource, personnel, even the ones who were like in that upper management, and they had people walking around there the other night, these Asian guys, and it was like walking around just observing, and I don't know what they were supposed to be doing, but I know one thing: they weren't there to lift no box and scan no boxes. You know, they put people in there as project managers and analysts, computer analysts, that and this and that, and they come straight off the street with those type of positions. But then they claim that you could be you could move up in the company and do whatever. You know, I'm quite sure it won't be. They're not going to promote me from working there part-time as a sorter to, say, the data analyst, scientist, or whatever. So I resigned, and for health reasons and physical reasons. But I'm telling you, I'm excited about that new course degree that I'm taking with that driverless car program. I'll be learning programming and C++, Python, and also I want y'all to let me know if y'all interested in me providing a service, because I would like to use some of y'all to make a project. And I'll give you an example. One of the things that I could learn to do with the learning C++ and Python is, say for instance somebody works and they need a schedule, and in that I could write a program. Well, I'm going to learn, one of the things I will be learning, is a free course, is developing a program with people to handle their schedules. And you can actually write a program for people that could kind of help them manage their scheduling. Or another thing is like a website, and you could put like people could put automated videos and websites, developing like an app, you know, like these apps that we've been working with Grubhub and all of them. You know that people actually can make apps for people, and you can make apps and people pay you. So that's what I want to learn to do. See, a lot of times, a lot of people have these ideas, and I see a lot of people always trying to sell t-shirts online with YouTube, on their YouTube channel, and trying to sell all these little products online. You know, by developing an app, you could expand on the small businesses that I've seen a lot of people talk about doing. And my thing is that I always come up with these great ideas business-wise, but it's that technical component that's needed, you know? So if you even learn, all right, now hurry up, drive no fucking slow, shit. Hey, one of the things is, you know, I have the business background, but that technical skill is the main biggest thing that can really put me over the top. And that's why they had offered this scholarship through Lyft for the driverless car technology. And the little things that I've been learning since last night, is quite interesting. It's all it's really interesting of how they're going ahead and developing that. And this has been in that driverless program has been available for 10 years. 10 years it's been around. And they're going to need to hire people to work for BMW, Lockheed Martin, and all these big companies, Dino or whatever that company name was. They need people workers. They're going to need employees to work for these companies. Mercedes-Benz, all of that. So I think that, all this stuff that I'm going through now and trying to work and look for a job, I guess it's telling me that, what? It's leading me to learn some new skills. And this opportunity of going just to learn and get a free scholarship to learn, and it's not, they have a partnership with many of these big companies that they actually hire. When BMW, Lockheed Martin, and all these big companies, Google, when they're looking for engineers or software developers, programmers, they actually go to this site, Udacity, U-D-A-C-T-Y, and they actually go through those companies, through that site, and they hire people. Once I finish this program, they have a career coach. They have someone to look at your resume. They actually lead you to these jobs and companies because they're in partnership with these big companies, because they know they can't, they have like over 2 million, 3 million positions. They said that they need to fulfill in that industry, in the technology. And because they don't have people skilled enough to do it, they said, you know what, we can't fill these jobs, we really need to fill it. They know the numbers. There's more minorities or people of color, and I'm not just talking about Indian and Asians, because they taking advantage of the the skills. You see more Indian and Asian people, and they know more smarter than black folks. They know more smarter than us. It's just that they know how to take advantage of opportunities, and they go ahead and take advantage of the learning opportunities. They don't have no more money than we do. And I'm not talking about these rich Indian people that got money. They made it well. It's because they learned the technology. They went to school, they read books, they did all those things and learned it on their own. And then they says they come to the United States, or not even the United States, they stay in their own countries and go to Germany and Europe, and they says, well, I know how to do Python, I know how to do C++, I know how to do this engine. And they didn't they didn't go to no major universities and major schools to do it. They did it just the same. The same opportunities that I found out about, I joined. Matter of fact, one of the instructors, when I was learning the programming, he said that how he learned programming was he went to he didn't learn it when he went to Stanford University. he got his degree in education or something like that from Stanford in the master's program after he had picked up. How did he learn it? He learned it the same way that he's teaching it right now. But it wasn't through a traditional college. He didn't have to go to Stanford to learn it. It was while he was at Stanford and was managing to go into education, and he taught 6th grade, and then he came across a free course learning it. So he learned it the same way. You know, learned it the same way. And people saw that there was a need. You see that there's a need. You see that there's an opportunity. So you go ahead and learn it. And they learn it just the same way that I'm going to be learning it. Student loans defaults. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But look at it this way. Is what you major in, if you put it this way, they put too much emphasis on college. Oh, you got to go to college.